The letter to the Romans. Paul wrote this letter after Galatians, Thessalonians and Corinthians. The difference between Romans and the above-mentioned letters is that Paul has never been to Rome at this point. Reference: Romans 1 verses 8 to 15. And these letters were written during his second mission journey. Galatians was written to educate the Jewish believers about how circumcision and keeping the law of Moses is not the prerequisite for salvation, which is the inclusion into the kingdom of God, and also to address issues affecting unity and conduct between Jewish and Gentile believers. Thessalonians was about perseverance through persecution, reunion with those who have died for their faith, and the sign of Messiah's return, and keeping good works. Corinthians consist of instructions against things offered to idols, from blood, from things strangled, and from sexual immorality. Jerusalem Council instructions. Conduct in the church, proper appropriation of spiritual gifts, and keeping works of righteousness. Therefore, Romans is a combination of these letters. Paul compiled important instructions which he had taught the Galatians, Thessalonians and Corinthians to educate the believers he has never met so as to cover potential doubts and misconceptions they might have. Paul explained in detail why any form of obedience to the Ten Commandments or the law of Moses is not a prerequisite for salvation, for salvation is solely by faith in what God did through Messiah. And he further explained why salvation is granted not by merits, the works of the law, but by what was previously confirmed by promise to Abraham and delivered to Israel by the grace of God. Paul then clarified that although salvation was neither given because of man's obedience nor merits, he made it very clear that the purpose for the forgiveness of sins in Messiah is for continual obedience to the commandments of God. Reference: Romans 6, 7 and 8.